Hello, hello. So, as today was the first day of my official classes, I've decided to finish my videos today because I started my classes and I need to pay more attention and stuff like that. So here I am again. Last time I was talking about my first impressions in New Zealand, my camera died. Shocker, because that never happens. But instead of actually sticking them together, I'm just going to do two or three parts so that it's shorter for you as well. And that it takes less long to upload, which has been an absolute bitch, by the way. But it has been working out okay, so I'm fine with it. So after Auckland, I know I say Auckland now, it's weird. After Auckland, I can't say it anymore. Anyways, after Auckland, I took the bus and went down to Hamilton. So what I did while I was in Auckland, other than spending 2 days inside of the house watching the full episodes of How to Get Away with Murder, which I highly recommend because it's awesome. So during those days, while the boys were at work, I was mostly looking for a place to stay. So I had a few Skype talks with people because obviously I wasn't in Hamilton and I couldn't go down because I didn't have a place to stay. So I had to do Skype talks and like see the house through Skype and talk to the people through Skype because I wanted to like at least talk to them before saying yes to moving in with them because I'm quite a picky person. So I did that. I felt very professional because I had like my little notebook with my little questions, and Rory was like sitting next to me for one of the interviews and he was like, "Fuck, you're so intimidating. Like, stop being so professional." And I was like, well, I need to know if they'll if they're okay for it. Anyway, so on my top one, I had a house of Indians, so I'd be moving in with 5 Indians, or I would be moving in with Islanders, and I ended up picking the Islanders because it was cheaper and because I didn't have to pay a huge bond, which I had to do for the Indians. So I picked that one, and I'm extremely happy with my choice. So yeah, I came down and I moved in. Yeah, so I got to the house and there was only Knox and Donald. Knox and Donald are a couple. Knox is from Samoa and Donald is from Cook Islands. And so I got in and I had the automatism to like take off my shoes wherever I go. So I took my shoes out, but I noticed that everyone was wearing their shoes, so I was just holding my sandals in my hands and like trying to talk in a way. It was quite an awkward moment. So at that point I was like, ooh, what have I done? But that evening it actually went fine and now we're really good friends, so it's awesome. My room is much bigger than my room in Holland. And my boxes have all arrived, as you can see. I've already personalized it. So yeah, it's really good. We have a garden. Well, they don't call it a garden, but again, if you compare that to like the houses in Amsterdam, this is like a huge mansion plus garden. So downstairs you have 3 rooms, so Knox, Donald, myself and Gina, who is Knox's sister. And so we share a bathroom and toilet. And upstairs there's Nori, who is Knox's brother, Antonio, who is from the Cook Islands, who is from Tonga, and, well, technically, Donald's room is upstairs. So the boys have upstairs, the girls have downstairs, and they also share, like, their own bathroom. We used to have Valerie. Valerie's from Kenya, but she moved out, like, a week or so after I arrived, unfortunately. But she's awesome. I spent a lot of time with her as well. So my network basically consisted of the Indian group, because I ended up chilling with the Indians that I was about to live with, and we're really good friends now. Islanders, so my house of Islanders, and I play volleyball with Islanders, so like Fijians, Vanuatu, everything you can think of, and Africans, because I got into the African community through Valerie. So it was a really, really diverse network in such short time, which was awesome. And I hadn't really met Westerners or international students up till last week Wednesday. So today is Monday, so it's only been like 4 days. Whatever. Sorry, I just woke up from my nap. It was supposed to be a power nap, but I ended up sleeping for like 2 hours. But I can do that now, so might as well enjoy it while I can. Anyway, so after that, oh yeah, I wanted to say something about this whole like diversity thing. I absolutely love it. Like, it's so much more diverse than Holland, and I had actually never really met people from the islands or even been friends with them, so that was absolutely great. You learn about new cultures. The islands are similar, but yet they all have a different language, or sometimes even more than one language, and they look slightly different. But from what I've learned so far, the islands are pretty conservative, definitely compared to European countries. So that was very interesting. It's funny because I'm obviously not conservative, and well, I say what I think. So we often have arguments. It's not like arguments, it's more like discussions in the living room. And when Nori and Gina were still in Samoa, so they arrived only like a week ago, and Knox had to warn them about me. She was like, she's very open, but she's a very nice person. Just don't get shocked. And straight away we started talking about moon cups, about abortion, about everything you can think of. And at first it was a bit like, what the fuck is she on about? Like, how can she talk so open about this? But they ended up like answering me and like going against what I was saying, which was really good. And oh, this was hilarious. So I found it hilarious. Okay, so you know how like you're supposed to breastfeed your child for 2 years, and that's actually the best way to lose all of your child weight. Yeah, birth weight or whatever you call it. Forgot. But a lot of people, a lot of women don't do that because they have work, they have other commitments, it's easier to give the formula, blah blah blah. Whereas in most African cultures, the women do breastfeed for 2 years, which is why the kid is also in better health, because the mom gives all her immunity. Anyway, you can look this up on TV, on internet. But so I told Knox about this. And she was like, oh, really? I didn't know that's how you lost baby fat, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, a week or so later, we were watching TV, and then there was this commercial that said, how to lose your baby fat. We have these pills, and blah, blah, blah. And before I could say anything, she was like, or you can breastfeed your child for 2 years. And I was like, yes, I love you. And Gina, she didn't know it yet, and she just looked at us as if we were completely crazy. And I was like, woo! Started like planting my little seed up there. So I'm very happy. And I posted a poster in the toilet saying, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Save the environment. Yours truly. And it's had quite a bit of success by now, so I'm very happy with it. I'm not even embarrassed of this, honestly. I find myself hilarious. So yeah, this house is one of the best choices I've made. So I'm really, really, really happy for being here, and it's super chilled because we do like all talk together, which is nice, and like sometimes we're preparing dinner at the same time, but at the same time we will have our own lives as well. So like whenever you're feeling shit or like anything really, you just go back to your room or you do whatever. So it's more like a cohabitation thing. You don't have to be 24/7 together, which I really enjoy. And most of them are, actually, so the youngest is Gina, she's 24, and then the eldest are Donald and Knox, who are 29. So I'm quite with like people that are quite older than me, but that is what I enjoy, because I think that people that are older than me are obviously more mature than my peers. So I'm enjoying it so far. I will stop the video now because it's almost been 10 minutes, and then I will continue talking about my first impressions of New Zealand. Hooray! I was thinking of actually moving the camera to the other side of the room so you could see the other side of my room, but I don't feel like it. By the way, look what's hanging over there. That's my hammock. I installed 2 things in the garage. It's like an outdoor garage for my hammock, so whenever I feel like it, I just chuck the hammock over my shoulder, go out the door, and attach my hammock. Life is good. Honestly, I cannot complain. Okay, I'll be back in like a few seconds.